Welcome to MAPP Presents. My name is Ronny Haze. Listen guys, a lot of members in the MAPP family have been asking me to do personal Q&As for a long time now, and I just never did it because I just didn't know if it was something right for the channel. However, there's just so many more people now, especially every day, subscribing, and a lot of them will subscribe and they'll watch this guy talking about The Walking Dead, and some of them will ask questions, will wonder if I'm ever going to do a personal Q&A. So we are going to start the personal Q&As. However, I'm going to let you know now that they will be only when I have a little bit of free time to get a couple things done, and every now and then to celebrate something maybe, or maybe do a channel update inside the personal Q&As. Every now and then I'll make a bigger ones, and yes, we're going to do live Q&As soon, both on The Walking Dead and personal, and just to chit chat. And listen, let's get into the very first question for the very first Q&A with Ronny Haze. A lot of people wanted to know, what does MAPP mean, or where did I come up with that name? MAPP Presents is actually a name I came up with for a company a long time ago. I believe I was probably like 15, 16. I always had this idea of having a movie production company, always wanted to do it, and it was always discouraged when I was younger, when I looked into what it all entailed and how to get into it. So I put my life in a different direction, got sidetracked for a bit, and when I decided to do YouTube, I said there was no other name I wanted to use except for MAPP Presents, because it's the meaning behind it. Now, the meaning behind it, it gets a little tricky, because the meaning is, instead of taking just the path that's laid out for you, that just everybody takes, maybe it's easy, maybe it's hard, but it's the path that's already been laid out for you. It's what everyone tells you you have to do if you want to get to that goal. Instead of doing that, you make your own path. Now, where it gets tricky is because this isn't something you utilize for your entire life, but it's something you utilize, or a motto you incorporate for sections of your life. Obviously, if you want to be a doctor, yes, you need to go to school. You need to go to college. You need this, you need that. You need, experience and training and everything of the sort, knowledge and education. There are paths you will have to take no matter what that are already set out for you. However, in between those paths, or maybe on those paths, there's going to be some things you can take to make your own path. A lot of times, that just has to do simply with working harder, being more passionate about it, or picking a career or something in your life that you're just simply more passionate about. I still have that dream of one day owning a production company. I might be 80 when I get there. As far as why I called this channel MAPP Presents beyond the meaning, the acronym for MAPP Presents is MAPP. Now, when you're taking a path, or looking at a path, or finding a path, there's always maps, right? You draw a map, you look at a map, a GPS is a map, and I just love the fact that your life motto is making your own path. Not with your entire life only, but parts of your life, and you can incorporate that in pretty much anything when you break it down to its general meaning and purpose. But not only that, when you shrink it down, MAPP Presents will eventually become known as simply MAPP. Kind of like how AMC is just known as AMC right now. Now no one even cares what it was in the past, you know? So that is why I went with MAPP Presents, and you could kind of see this idea or this philosophy in a lot of creators. If you look at how they were coming up, a lot of them have different stories. Recently I saw an interview with not only Robert Kirkman, but Todd McFarlane, and both of them were talking about the comic book industry, and they were talking about there is another Robert Kirkman out there. There is another Todd McFarlane out there. And what they were saying wasn't making a path. But if you break it down to the core, that was essentially what they're saying. They're saying that there is another Robert Kirkman out there who can do this and make his own path. There is another Todd McFarlane out there who can do this and make their own path. Now, I'm not saying copy what they're doing and come out with the hit, zombie show. I'm saying whatever it is you choose to do. There is another Robert Kirkman out there who can come up with their own successful comic book and come out with that. I'm convinced of that. Robert Kirkman's convinced of that. Todd McFarlane's convinced of that. Because if you look at a lot of successful people, when they talk about their successes, making your own path is extremely important. It's not only about following what everyone else did to achieve success. Oftentimes you're going to have to step off that path, even step out of your comfort zone. Whether it's work a little harder, work a little smarter, or be a little more creative or unique in what you're putting out. You know, it all comes back to you simply making your own path to success. So that's how MAPP got its name on YouTube. Listen, guys, if you want to participate in these Q&As, now these Q&As could be anything outside of The Walking Dead, because we already have Q&As set up for those. So if you want to participate in this, you now have a forum to do so. Go ahead and put your questions in this comment box only. Don't put them under other videos, because I'm only pulling questions from this when I do the next video. I don't know when that's going to be. It all depends on how interested you guys are in these. So if this is something you are interested in, make sure you hit that like button so I know, so I can see it. That's actually very important. That's a way I can gauge what videos are doing better than others. So it is very important. Tap that like if you want these to continue, and participate by throwing some questions in that comment box. Alright, I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.